So I'm going to read one of the stories that Jersey sent me, but I wasn't able to print out any of the pictures I tried to put together for it. There's another story she sent me with pictures that I want to read, but I want to read it when I actually have my voice and I'm not about to pass out. So I thought I would read this one, and if I come up with pictures and make it better somewhere down the line, I can reread it again. But I thought it would be better to read it this time than not to have a story time. Yes, Mama, I know. Okay, that's my foot. I know. This tuffet suddenly feels so small. I know. Hi, everybody. I think we're all here. Oh, Mama, you're so cute. You're so cute. You have to go to your forever home tomorrow and meet Mama. And hopefully be a really good girl through airport security. You are so funny. I really need to clip her claws. Should I write it? No. Okay. Okay. So the name of the story is Faye Through the Looking Glass. Can you guys hear me okay? You're so pretty. I managed to get one of the kitten harnesses on Julep yesterday and the day before, so I'm going to use one of those on her as a precaution, and hopefully it won't be too difficult. Okay. Let's see if I can do this without coughing throughout the whole thing. Okay, the name is Faye Through the Looking Glass. Faye awoke to a familiar sensation. Her brother Rob was licking her face. Faye stretched and yawned and finally opened her eyes and saw that it wasn't Rob after all, but Princess Sarah, who had licked her face. "Oh, good, you're awake," said Sarah. "I'm hungry." Faye jumped off the bed and walked into the living room to find Rob reading the morning newspaper and drinking a cup of tea. "I forgot to feed Sarah." Faye opened a can of tuna and put it into a dish. "Pink for a princess, of course." "Yum," said Princess Sarah before digging in. Switching on the laptop, Faye opened the Critter Room live stream site. There she saw John and Chris playing with tribbles. "They must have been in the human nip again," giggled Sarah. "Trillian should be in to visit them soon. I think they're being neutered next week. Then they'll go to their forever home. I hope Trillian gets baby fosters next. It's so much fun watching them grow up." Glancing out the kitchen window, Faye saw a dog walking a man down the street. This is the most peculiar morning, she thought, and made herself a healthy breakfast. No matter how peculiar the morning, it is important to eat a good breakfast. After breakfast, Faye groomed herself. "I must find out why the world is so upside-downy this morning, or so backsy-forthy, or perhaps it's inside-outy. Whatever it is, it shouldn't be." "Rob, let's go." "Why?" asked Rob. "I'm not finished reading the newspaper." "I have a feeling you're not supposed to be reading the newspaper," replied Faye. "We need to have a look around." After making sure Princess Sarah had enough water and crunchy food for a snack, Faye and Rob left her sitting in front of the laptop, laughing at the antics of the Bartlett litter in the Critter Room. Trillian was making the boys jump into the air to catch a donut. It was very funny to see. Faye and her brother made their way down the street. Everywhere they looked, they saw cats and dogs with their pet humans. "Looks fine to me," said Rob. "I don't know what you're bothered about." Faye tapped her paw on her chin thoughtfully. Let's go see Fleur and Dylan. Fleur is very wise and will know if this morning is peculiar or not. When they arrived at the house, Dylan opened the door and greeted them with head bonks. What a nice surprise, he said. Fleur is on a phone call right now, but she'll be finished soon. After a few minutes, Fleur came into the room, looking beautiful and wise. How wonderful to see you both, but Faye, you look troubled. How can I help you? Yes, you. Oh, Fleur, said Faye, this is a very peculiar morning. The world seems upside downy, and I don't know how it got that way, and I don't know how to fix it. And Fleur put her arm around Faye and held her tightly. There, Faye, said Fleur. All you need to do is close your eyes and purr, and all will be right again. And because Fleur always knew what to do, she did. Faye did as she said and closed her eyes and purred as hard as she could. My goodness, Faye, I've never heard you purr so loudly. Faye opened her eyes to find herself curled up on Princess Sarah's lap. Sarah smiled down at her. Are you hungry? Let me get you some tuna, she said. You must have had quite a dream. You have no idea, thought Faye, smiling a cat smile. The end. That was adorable. That was adorable.